So, today we're diving into a really powerful and personal story called The Resilience of a Teacher's Faith. It's all about the hidden struggles that can hide behind a happy face and the incredible, sometimes surprising, places we find our strength.
And let's just kick things off with this quote from Monica Batra, the author of our source material. This one sentence, it just gets right to the core of her journey. It reminds us that real happiness isn't about avoiding problems, but about what you become by pushing through them.
So who exactly is Monica Batra? Well, she's an educator, and she's been one for over 20 years, and she absolutely loves it. She even calls teaching the greatest act of optimism. But behind the scenes, her personal life was a whole different story, constantly throwing challenges her way that most people never saw.
This brings us to what her story calls a crucible of responsibility. And wow, is that an accurate description? We're about to explore the massive pressure she was under. And these weren't just, one-off events. This was a constant weight on her shoulders, starting from the very beginning of her adult life.
And here's the thing you gotta understand. These challenges weren't just lined up one after the other. Nope, they were overlapping, piling on top of each other, compounding day after day. It created this constant, intense pressure that never really let up.
Okay, just take a look at this timeline. It really lays out how intense things were right from the get-go. Imagine getting married at 24, but instead of celebration, there's mourning because your mother-in-law just passed away. Then you step into this new family with a very strict father-in-law and a brother-in-law who needs significant care for schizophrenia. Add on top of that 2 difficult C-section births and working as a teacher for over 2 decades without a single break. It's just relentless. And this slide, it shows you what that looked like day in and day out. This wasn't just about those big, life-altering events. It was the emotional weight of it all. The daily grind, The pressure at work, the huge responsibilities at home, and that constant, impossible balancing act of being a great mom and a dedicated professional.
And yet, after all of that, we get this incredibly powerful statement of sheer will. This shows it wasn't just about surviving. It was an active, conscious choice every single day to not give up. But it really makes you wonder, right? Where on earth did she get that kind of determination from?
Well, that brings us to her pillars of strength. What was it that kept her going when everything seemed so overwhelming? As it turns out, it wasn't just one thing. It was 3 core anchors that held her steady through all of life's storms.
This points to something so important. Resilience is rarely a solo mission. For Monica, it was her support system. It was this powerful mix of love, personal belief, and a little bit of escape that built a foundation strong enough to handle all that pressure.
And here they are. First up, her family's unconditional love. This was the support she got from her mom, her husband, her siblings. It was that constant reminder that you don't have to carry your burdens all by yourself. Pillar number 2 was her faith. And this wasn't just a passive belief she held in her head. No, this was an active daily practice. Through her rituals and prayers, she was basically tapping into this deep well of inner strength. It gave her peace when things were chaotic and the courage to just face whatever came next. And pillar number 3, it was music. Think about it. For those moments when you're just frustrated and worn out, when the pressure feels endless, music was her escape. It was like this silent friend that could just wash away the stress, clear her head, and bring a little bit of calm back into the chaos. Okay, so we've walked through the struggles, and we've seen what held her up. So, what was it all for? What came out of all those years of sacrifice? Let's take a look at the harvest. This right here is this absolutely beautiful piece of wisdom from her mother. It's this profound idea that when you sacrifice, you're not just losing something. You're actually creating something. You're investing in the future, building a new, better reality for the next generation. It's such a powerful way to look at it. And boom, this chart right here shows you that our mother's words weren't just a nice saying. They were real. The harvest of all that sacrifice is so tangible. Her son is thriving in a multinational company, and her daughter achieved her dream of becoming a doctor. These aren't just jobs, they are the living, breathing results of her unwavering dedication. And this is really the heart of the whole story, isn't it? Her joy wasn't something she found in spite of the hard times. No, it was a deeper kind of joy that was forged because of them. It's that incredible feeling you get when you see that every single struggle had a purpose and that it all made a real, meaningful difference. So let's zoom out for a second. What can we all take away from this incredible personal story? What's the universal lesson here about optimism, faith, and what it really means to be strong? I mean, does it get any better than this quote? It just ties everything together so beautifully.
Her job, teaching, is all about having optimism for the future. And her personal anchor, her faith, is what got her through the storms to see that future. It just goes to show how our passions and our inner strengths are so deeply connected.
And so we're going to leave you with this thought. Monica's journey is such a powerful reminder that pretty much everyone is fighting some kind of invisible battle. So the question to reflect on is this: what unseen struggle has helped shape who you are today? And what or who have been your pillars of strength along the way?